Hey there, it is Shermelle Williams, and I wanted to come and just share with you guys. I know it's been a minute since I've done a video, but thank you for joining me. And I don't think I've ever done this. I'm going to give you an introduction about who I am and what I do. My name is Shermelle Williams, and I am a motivational speaker. I am also a marriage and family therapist intern. I'm currently working towards my license to become a marriage and family therapist, a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm also the CEO and founder of Bittersweet Encounters, which is an organization that provides counseling, spiritual mentoring, and life coaching. And the goal for us is to really take those bittersweet moments, the moments of undoing the things in life that have prevented us from moving forward and being in complete freedom and liberty, and thrusting us into living a life of purpose and what I call the sweet life. When you're in purpose, it's so sweet. The life that you live is sweet because it's fulfilling and you're doing all that that you originally were created to do. And so I'm also a mom, both naturally and spiritually. I have three natural children, and I also am a grandmother. Hashtag Sweeties Girls. I have two 4 year olds and one 7 month old, and they're all girls. I just believe, listen, I just believe that I'm too young to be called grandma, G-ma, any of those names. And so they call me sweetie. And so therefore they're my sweeties girls. And so that's a little bit about me. I'm also a social worker, a children's social worker. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me. So I hadn't done that, so I just kind of want to share with you a little bit about me. I wanted to come talk to you a little bit about purpose, and because that's what I'm passionate to do. That is my purpose, is to inspire and motivate people to help them to find, pursue, and execute purpose. And so I wanted to come talk to you today a little bit about that. I've recently connected with three other women, and we started PYP Pursue Your Purpose, and we did our first workshop on February 4th, and it was amazing. And we are doing another one on March 4th, which will also be amazing. And you can get more information here off of my Facebook page. You can also get it off of my Instagram page at Shermelle W, or you can go on to Pursue Your Purpose Facebook page and get more information there as well about the workshop coming up on March 4th. I wanted to just share a little bit about purpose. I know that a lot of people are looking to be in purpose. Purpose is a word that's being used, a lot these days, but I really want to share that purpose cannot be found without knowing who you are. I believe that who you are is foundational to knowing and being able to fulfill purpose. You cannot fulfill purpose unless you know who you are. And the only way that you're going to know who you are is that you get connected to the manufacturer, that you find that you connect with the manufacturer, the person that actually made you, to find out who you are and how you're supposed to function, which is God. God is the creator of everything on heaven, in heaven and on earth. He also says that he knew us even before we were in our mother's womb. He is the creator of us. He also says that he has a plan and a purpose for our lives, and that plan is for us to prosper. And so God very much was intentional about when he created both you and I, and he very much had a purpose and has a purpose in mind. And so, in order for you to know what your purpose is, you really have to know who you are. And you have to know your true, authentic self. I think that so many of us are trying to be like other people. And the only reason why that's so is because we haven't discovered who we are. And I think that once we as a people discover who we are, then we can operate in purpose, and then we can begin to really impact and change the world. And so you can't do that without knowing who you are. Um, I think so. 90% of my life I've lived outside of purpose. But I knew that there was a void there. There was a void that I used to have internal dialogue all the time saying, I know there's got to be more to life than this. Like, what am I created? What am I supposed to be doing? I was involved in so many things trying to find the fulfillment. I mean, I was a clubber. I used to get myself in relationships that probably weren't the best. Looking to fulfill that void. But it wasn't until I'd done everything that I can humanly possibly think in order to fill the void, and I did it for some time, and it just got to the point where I got tired. I got tired of what I was trying to do not working. And so I just cried out to God. I was very transparent and I said, God, I need your help. I need your help. And the moment that I cried out to him, he responded. And he began to take me on this journey of self discovery. He began to show me who I was. And in that journey, he had to undo some things. He had to undo some things from my life experiences. He had to do some things. He had to undo some things as it relates to generational things. He had to undo some things as it relates to my environment, the environments that I was in. And so it's a journey and it's a process, and I'm still on the journey. I mean, I've come a long, long way, but I'd be the first to say that I still have more to discover, and I'm excited about it. It is exciting. It's amazing to see what God can take you from and bring you into. And so I'm just passionate about others getting on the journey because it's exciting. There are some hurtful things, and so that's what inspired me to start my business, Bittersweet Encounters, because there are some hurtful things that have to take place. There's some things that have to be dug up and uprooted, which it doesn't feel so good. But on the other side of that, it's beautiful because it's for a purpose, and that it's not just to bring harm, but it's to bring you to a place of life, what I call the sweet life, a life of purpose. And so it's a journey. It's not something that you arrive at overnight. And so God is gentle and he's loving and he's kind. And so he's going to take you on that journey if you will allow him. And he will begin to shape and mold you and show you who you are. I shared at the workshop that I just discovered that I was creative. Less than 2 years ago, I used to be the one that go into the store, and I would find the mannequin and I would tell the salesperson, hey, listen, give me everything on this mannequin. And I would give them my size, and that's how I shopped. I was not able to go to the shirt rack and pick out a shirt, and then go to the pant or the skirt rack and pick out a shirt and coordinate. If I did, it was all the same color. It was a black on black on black or a white on white on white. I was not able to coordinate because I wasn't in tune with that creative side of me. And so it wasn't until less than 2 years ago that God began to awaken the creative being in me. And so I coordinated a baby shower for some friends of mine. They had gotten pregnant, and I wanted to bless them with. God placed it on my heart to bless them with coordinating and throwing them a baby shower. So me and some other young ladies, we got together, and I mean, I coordinated most of the baby shower, down from the theme to, the colors and, the whole shebang. And it turned out amazing. And a lot of people were in awe that it was my first time ever being operating in that creative type of way, and it was a shocker to me because it was something that I had just discovered. God had brought me into that place, and so it definitely is a journey, and it's beautiful. And so I would just encourage you just to allow God to take you on the journey of self discovery. The other important part is once you begin to know who you are, you have to be true to yourself, right? So there are a lot of people out here that will try to dictate who you should be. And so you have to be true to yourself. You have to know who you are in Christ, and be solid in that so that you can fully fulfill purpose in the most impactful way. So I am a marriage and family therapist, right? My degree allows me to provide therapy to just about anybody. I can provide therapy to boys, girls, women, men, old, young, white, black, Asian. unemployed, employed. I can provide therapy to just about anybody. However, um, I know my target population, and my target population is adolescents to adults. And then to even go further, I am called to women. I know that I'm called to men overall, but in this season of my life, I believe that women, I'm really supposed to be focusing on women. And so, therefore, I won't provide any services to children. I won't do any therapy for children. I won't be doing any children's therapy, and I also won't be doing any type of speaking for children. Why? Because I know what I'm called to. I know me. And so there may be some that, think, oh, she's such a bad person. That's so cruel, or that's so mean for her to say that. Children are the most beautifulest thing, if that's even a word. Um, yada, yada, yada. Okay, that's fine. I never did say that I don't like children. I just said that I'm not called to children. And so you have to be, and that's why you have to be true into your identity, because you have to be able to be confident enough to be able to know who you're called to. And when someone tries to place something on you that you know that that's not you, that you can politely say, no, thank you, but no, thank you, because I know who I am and I know what I'm called to. Listen, it is illegal to drive in two lanes, right? You can get a ticket for driving a vehicle in two lanes, right? So guess what? It's also illegal to drive in two lanes in purpose. Okay. So know who you are, know what you're called to, and stay in your lane. There are so many people out here that are, driving in two lanes. They're just flat out illegal. There are so many people out here doing things that they're not necessarily supposed to be or should be doing or purpose to be doing. There's a lot of DIY things out here. You can go on YouTube, you can go on Pinterest, you can find out how to do just about anything. Great. I went on YouTube to find out how to do my eyebrows, right? Does that make me a makeup artist now? Absolutely not. So just because I found out how to make my eyebrows halfway decent, or even decent, I think they look pretty decent. Does that give me the right to say now that I'm a makeup artist and I can go do makeup? No. Stop it. Okay. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Okay. So know that. So know who you are, know what you're called and what your purpose to do, and stay in that lane. Listen, we were all created as individual beings for a reason. There are no two people alike, right? So God purpose, he was intentional when he did that, because he knew that Shermel, and coming up with PYP and doing these workshops, he knew that even before I was in the womb, he knew that I was going to connect with these other three ladies and we were going to do PYP. And he knew that there were a people that Shamel was going to be able to reach that Tamika wasn't going to be able to reach. He knew that there were a people that Tamika was going to be able to reach that Summer wouldn't be able to reach. And he knew that there were a people that Summer would be able to reach that Sania wouldn't be able to reach. And so, listen, it's important for us to know who we are and who we're called to and be true to that. And because that's when we're the most impactful. Things start to get a little messy and it start to get a little crazy. Hence, that's why we have so much going on in our world, because people are not true to themselves and they're not in purpose. But if everyone gets in purpose and they're able to be true to their identity, we can like literally change the world upside down. And so I just encourage you to find out who you are. And if you're trying to find out who you are, I want you to know that you're not able to do it unless you get connected with God. You've got to get in a relationship with God. You've got to connect. You've got to communicate with him. You got to be open to him so that he can begin to show you who you are. Am I telling you to be a religious freak? No. But am I telling you to get into a relationship with God and get to know him and allow him to get to know you and show you who you are? Absolutely. Okay. So I just encourage you again, go on the journey of self discovery. If you are trying to find out what your purpose is and you're having some difficult times, I can almost guarantee you it's because you haven't connected with your manufacturer. You haven't connected with your maker. And so I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to be transparent. let him know that you don't know exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and he will show you. And go on the journey with him. Okay, so I just wanted to come on and share that with you. Again, if you have any questions for me, go ahead and send me a message. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions or anything that I said, any concerns. If you want to know more about PYP and the Inland Empire, again, go on my Facebook page, Shermell Williams, Instagram, Shermell W, or Pursue Your Purpose Facebook page, and you will be able to get more information. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And remember that you were created on purpose, in purpose, for a purpose. And so I just encourage you to find purpose. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.